Everyone enjoys getting out on the town for some live music. And there's nothing like going backstage and down the hall for a VIP pass to the inside information and interviews with the bands, singers, and songwriters that you enjoy. Welcome to Hall Around Town Radio's Backstage Hall Pass, a showcase of homegrown talent, mixing independent music with personal interviews and a behind-the-scenes look at our music community. Backstage Hall Pass is your front row center seat to some great conversation with the area's most talented artists. Whether you like rock, blues, folk, country, or R&B, Backstage Hall Pass delivers you a daily dose of the stories behind the music. And now, here's the host of our show, Scott Hall.
Hey, everybody. Welcome to the program today. This is Backstage Hall Pass for Wednesday with the band, and I'm going to get started. We've got some guys with me today that I want to introduce to you real quick. I've known these guys for a lot of years, followed them, one of the longest running bands in the Dayton area up here, and I want to say hi to the fellas today from Stranger. Jeff and Matt, how are you?
Howdy, how are you, brother?
Hi, Scott.
Are we hugging?
Yeah, we get a virtual hug here today or something. All right.
We get
missed
the
you,
hall
man.
pass, man.
Yeah.
I like it.
Yeah.
Now we're coming from a studio somewhere, right? Can we disclose where you're coming from, or is this secret?
We're sitting in front of the entire city.
Oh, I see how you're on the rooftop somewhere in Dayton.
Obviously,
we
yes.
shut down traffic and
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Make sure there's good fluorescent lighting, you know. But
Police have the area taped off. It's perfect.
yeah,
It's like a U2 show from the rooftop.
Right.
There we go.
We were going to shoot a video later.
Yeah.
The iHeartRadio World headquarters. Yes, if you want to know, that's exactly where we are.
Wow, I like that. I have never interviewed anyone from the iHeart Media World headquarters. That's awesome. Let's get started though. Let's talk about Stranger for just a minute, because most folks that follow our show are going to know you guys, but there's a few from maybe the Cincy region and all that you might be new to. So how long have you guys been playing together as the group that you are? I mean, it's you've been there a long time.
Yeah, somebody asked us that question just a couple of days ago, actually, and I said, well, the newest guy in the band joined in 1996.
isn't that crazy?
Yeah.
Wow.
So we have, at the core, have been together for 25 years this summer. I started the band back in high school, and various members changed over the years. But Bruce, our bass player, was the first one to jump in, and then it was Matt. And then it was Brian, our keyboard player and guitar player, and then it was Rob, the drummer, was he's our newest member, and he joined in August of '96. So
That's
Yeah.
great.
Well, I guess
So,
it's cool to have, you know, the 25th year is the year that we can actually get back in front of people.
true,
Right.
True, because last year doesn't even count.
You're
hardly.
24, right?
Right.
Right. Well, yeah, I've seen virtual Time Warp proms and everything else you've done, and it's gotta get better. We've got to be able to get out there in front of those audience again, because you guys feed off a crowd. You're a crowd type of band. Your audience is faithful. Some of them have been following you since day one, even probably before Rob was in the band, I think.
True.
Yeah, we've definitely had some people that are the Stranger Nation long haulers that have been with us the entire time. So, well, Scott, we played it. What? It was your 25th birthday, I think.
Yeah, we'll call it that. All right, we'll call it my 25th birthday, the milestone birthday. But yes, and it was a great time. And you guys always. I mean, I did get to see you last summer out in Springboro. You were playing down there for their outdoor concert series, and it was a good time to see you out and about. But let's hit on, first of all, you guys play a lot of 80s tunes. I mean, Stranger 80s, as it's known, but you also, you throw in a few others. You're a crowd pleaser always. What keeps this band going, guys? What keeps you moving forward and keeps the same core group together? Because I think a lot of people would love to hear that.
Yeah, I think the biggest thing, respect. You know, it's just like we all just have, it's like, we've been brothers for a long time.
Yeah.
And I think long time, it's like we literally just never stopped. We just kept going through it. So when you think about it, like we have literally done life together, and we're doing life together. We've been through births, deaths, graduations, marriages, divorce. We've survived grunge.
We got through grunge together.
We got through grunge together.
We did.
and it's just like
I love it.
It's so much fun, and it's like when as our musician friends know, that you can find guys that can play, you can find talent, but find guys that jive and get along, and just we truly just love each other. And I we're the first people to make fun of ourselves, privately and on stage. I couldn't imagine life without it now. It's just become such a part of who I am, and I know who you are, and I think it's safe to speak for the other guys too, right?
Yeah. We can't wait to get to the next thing, where we look forward to seeing each other. You hear all the big bands that that do 100 dates a year or whatever, and how bummed they were that they didn't get to play out last year. And we're that too, on a much smaller scale. But the truth is, I mean, it killed us to not get out there. And I mean, we ended up getting to play 5 shows. I think you saw the last time that we actually played publicly, Scott, and that was early October. We got to do like 5 shows at the end of the summer, but it was nothing like what we're used to. And I mean, we missed it. I can't imagine how, Bon Jovi and all those bands that like do this for a living, how much they've been missing it too. So.
Yeah, it's been a long haul, and we're getting some shout outs here in the comments from some of your local fans and folks, and of course some local musicians who always want to throw some fun in there, like Dirk Turner, who's saying, how does that old fellow Jeff continue to look so pretty? Is Matt Larry Offner's brother. So there we are. You know how it goes. So
there is truth in that, because Larry is, I call him Low. His initials are Low, the best name for a bass player ever. But he's definitely a brother, as you are, Dirk.
Yes, you are, Dirk.
Dirk is the man. All right, guys, let's talk about a project that, we can talk about the band all day, and anybody wants to know about Stranger, go to Stranger 80s at any of the social media platforms. You can find out tons about them. But let's talk about this new project. That's what I wanted to talk about. You guys you pulled a coup, man. You did. How did you pull this off? Let's talk about John Waite.
Well, I want to thank Matt for pushing me, because he pushed me a lot, but no, it was a great push. So about 2 years ago, we had a chance to do a song with Rick Springfield. And it was one of his B-side songs. It's called Christina. And it's a concert favorite. He plays it all the time at his shows. And we thought, how cool would it be if we could record one of his songs and actually get him to give us his vocals on it. He actually said yes. I ran into him at a show in Phoenix, Arizona, actually. And I asked him, I said, Rick, hey, we're thinking about recording Christina. Would you give us your vocals? He goes, yeah, get with my manager. We'll work it out. We did it long distance. And we thought, oh my goodness, we have released a song with Rick Springfield, which is on Apple and Spotify and everything, called Christina. And we thought, what band ever gets to do that? Then comes Matt's challenge. So COVID hits last year. Obviously, all of our dates went away. We had a great summer plan last year, like 25 or 30 shows. And Matt, I was mowing the grass one night, very rock and roll. I'm mowing the grass. Matt texts me. I stop, that's from Matt. Okay, he's like, dude, you got, I'm like, delete or ignore. Yeah. I said, he said, we have to find somebody to do another song with. And I was like, okay, sure. I'll just text, Richard Marx or, whatever, and just say, we want to do a song. But the more we talked about it, I'm like, okay, we have established relationships with some of the people we've opened up for over the years, like REO Speedwagon and Richard Marx and Huey Lewis and John Waite. And so we're like, all right, well, let's really think about this. Who could I reach out to and possibly get a response from? And we landed on John Waite. We opened up for him at the Phrase back in 2013. He's been to the station a few times as well, here to this building. He's done a few things with us down in the performance lounge. He loves interacting with listeners and stuff. So I thought, I've actually had 3 or 4 occasions to sit down and actually have a conversation with him. When we were opening up for him at the Phrase, he joined us on stage during our set.
Yeah, there was a wedding proposal too that night.
Yeah. Right. He's like, I want to come out on stage and do a song with you. And we're like, wait. The headline act does not come out and play with the opening act ever, right?
Let alone a sound check too. I mean, you talk about
totally sound checked with him,
sitting there, tuning up, and it's like, hey, John, I'm trying to tune. Can you?
No talking.
Yeah.
Right. So this whole thing happened with John Waite. Thought, you know what? Let's try it. So I emailed him. I got in. It was like, I've got the email. I think it was 7:37 p.m. I thought, I'm going to be bold. I'm going to ask him. I'm just going to say, hey, how you doing? Long time no chat. We're bored. You're bored. You want to do a song together? That was the gist of it. 7:37. 7:39 p.m. the same day, 2 minutes later, Jeff, if it will help you guys get worldly famous, I'm in.
Worldly famous. All right.
Yeah, and I was like, hi, Tanya.
Hey, Tanya.
I'm like, Matt, he just responded and said he's in. And Matt's like, wait, you already texted him? I'm like, yeah. And he already responded.
Unintended. Wait
for it. Well, he said he was missing us.
I knew you would throw that in there.
Radio.
I knew somewhere you'd find a place for that.
If you would only know how many times we've heard that joke the last 2 weeks too. Yeah. It does actually work well with missing everyone over the last year, by the way. But sure enough, he responded quickly. Over the next few weeks, we went down to our studios, to a recording studio, and not our recording studio of Mark Liggett and Jerry Lane, and met up with those guys again, which is where we recorded Christina, and also a Journey cover called Be Good to Yourself, which is also available on Apple and Spotify and everything. And we recorded Missing You, and I recorded all the vocals, and I sent it to him and said, okay, what do you think? And he's like, Jeff, this is good. Exclamation point. He has an interesting way of responding to emails. Jeff, this is really good. Exclamation point, exclamation point. And then about a minute later, Jeff, this is really good. Let's do this. I'm like, okay, I think he likes it.
Yeah.
So I sent him the tracks. He doesn't have a recording studio at his house in LA. So he said, my drummer has a studio in Woodland Hills. Mm-hmm. It's called the Doghouse. He said, if you can you Uber me to the studio and I'll record the vocals? And I'm like,
okay.
Which is, it's like, you got to love that, with your accountant during tax time. It's like, hey, what's this Uber expense for you? Oh, well, it's just car service for John Wade.
Yeah. I had to Uber John Wade. How do I write that off? Yeah. So that was $80 that I was very happy to spend. So sure enough, we set up the time. His drummer, I connected with his drummer, Roger, who, by the way, has played drums with Rick Springfield for 15 years before that.
In Berlin.
Yeah. And so I had dinner a couple times with him, and so we had this weird connection as well. So it was just nuts, all the different connections. But Roger said, John's going to come on Monday. He's going to cut the vocals. I'll send him right out to you. He did send us the vocals, and I'm sitting there listening to this going, this is going to be unbelievable.
Like what? Yeah. We
handed it off to Mark and Jerry down at the studio, and the magic that they put together, long story short, is what just got released last Friday.
Yeah, I've got a video literally of the minute we're in the studio, and I'm actually videoing this when we just got his vocals, and we were silenced. Like we just
stunned to silence. Yeah.
I'm telling you, I was blown away by this track. When I heard it, when you sent it to me, Matt, and I listened to this, I mean, I think I sent back to you, all I could say is one word: amazing, because it is the way the studio did it. I mean, you've got to give a huge shout out to them, because
they're awesome.
The song is produced perfectly. It's just, it's a remarkable thing you guys did. And I'm so happy to know you guys. I mean, we're singing with John Waite, man. That's awesome.
Well, you say you think about, lightning striking a few times with this. But then you think about this, so once we got the, hey, I'm in, you got to take it serious, because you think about it. First off, it's John Waite, so it's the guy. And then you're like, okay, wait a second. This was a #1 song, Grammy nominated, international hit, vocalist of the year. And we got the guy is going to be on the track. And so, again, going back to like that respect thing, it's like, we got to handle this thing with care.
Yeah.
And so we demoed, redemoed, and then we went to the studio intentionally to record it to where we could do a couple different versions of it, including a radio edit and more of a dramatic version of it. And then there's one that's a little more traditional to the actual song. And then Jeff was getting real-time feedback, on the scratch tracks, not even like the final mix. And like, this is crazy. And on top of that, I mean, just what a prince of a guy, just such a good.
He is such a good dude. He's completely overextended himself to do this for a bunch of guys that you know, he's met us a couple times. We opened up for him. I mean, he certainly did not have to do this. And when I had a chance to, a couple of people commented to try to get John on the show, which we could definitely try to do that. I got a chance to chat with him last week. It's the first time he and I have spoken in a couple years. So everything we had done so far to get this ready was via email. So it was the first time we chatted, and he was so complimentary about the final product. And and I can't even believe I'm saying this, but he's like, Tina Turner, who, by the way, we found out today is getting inducted into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. Tina Turner has a version of Missing You. Rod Stewart has a version of Missing You. And then Matt looked it up. There's 29 different released versions of Missing You. 29.
And now 30, right?
30.
And now there's 30.
Yes.
And John at the end of it said, he goes, you know, and he was being playful, but I think there was a part of him that was being serious. He said, this is my favorite version. And he's like, oh, I said it. And, you know, whether he's serious or not, we'll definitely take that. But I think he was very impressed that, you know, that essentially just a regional band from Ohio was able to pull this off at something that made him very happy and very proud to be a part of it. And that's what we wanted to do was we wanted him to be happy and proud of it.
Well, and you guys should be very proud of it because it's an excellent track. We're going to play a little snippet at the end of the show today of this thing. We don't want to get put in proverbial Facebook jail. But we're gonna do our thing and give it a shot here. And I've got to give a shout out to Rob Olson, who said, "Should I get John on the show?" Because Rob recently hooked me up with an interview with B. Birtles from the Little River Band, and Rob is pretty connected and all that through his business. So thank you, Rob. Anytime you want to send somebody our way, that way we'd be glad to talk to him and talk to John Waite and get his real opinion on about these guys from Stranger, because I'm not sure, you know, if Jeff may be sugarcoating some of this, because I think whenever they do anything with anybody, they're very well thought of. And these guys do more for the community than you ever know, too. And I want to mention that, guys. You guys with your work with the Pink Ribbon Girls for years and years has been phenomenal. And the amount of money you've raised and all the things you've done, got to give you a big shout out on it, because you're not just a band, man. You're a community. It's cool.
Wow, dude. Thank you for saying that. And it's an organization that we love, and we've been able to play a lot of different type of charity sort of events or events that a charity benefits from, and we love that. And Pink Ribbon Girls is very near and dear to our heart, especially when our bass player Bruce lost his wife, Terry Lynn, right at the beginning of COVID.
Yep.
It crushed all of us, broke our heart. Terry Lynn had been supported a ton a couple years ago when she was going through breast cancer, and PRG stepped up and helped her. And so another thing that really in an odd way came full circle. So unfortunately, that's how COVID started for all of us.
That was the start of it.
Was Terry Lynn passing away, and it crushed us. And we just thought we got to wrap our arms around Bruce, and we couldn't do it because of the pandemic. And it was awful. We wanted to, you know, and I know how much he wanted to play shows and do things that could take his mind off of this terrible, terrible thing that happened. And there were no shows, and there was no band, and we couldn't be, you know, we were his brothers on Zoom and text messages and phone calls, but we wanted to wrap our arms around him. And you know, now we're excited we're able to do that. And the fact that this has come full circle, and we've been able to have this project with John Waite, and now that we can launch back out this summer and play, we're super, super happy about that. And anything we can do for PRG, because of all that they did for Bruce and his family. And now he's doing things. They did like a garage sale of some of their items and some of her items actually, and ended up making a couple $1,000. They donated it back to PRG. So it's truly a labor of love in all possible ways.
Yeah, and Bruce, one of the finest human beings anybody could ever know. I mean, he's a great guy, and I hate that occurred in his life and all that. But you know, he's going to be out there plugging away with you guys. You know, he will, because that's his zen. He likes to get out and play music, and he gets in a zone on the stage that you can tell when Bruce is on his game for the night. He's up there having a great time. And Bruce, if you're watching this, man, shout out to you for all the things you do as well. And the rest of the band, the guys, you know, Brian and Rob, they're all super people. And you guys just, you guys just make it happen. No matter what goes on, if somebody comes to you and says, "Hey, stranger, we want you to do some old guy's birthday party, or we want you to do a fun thing in the park or whatever," you guys just make that happen. So let's tell everybody real quick while we've got a little bit of time left, what's upcoming for Stranger besides this wonderful release of Missing You? What's going on?
I would be remiss if I didn't mention one little thing more about Missing You that has completely shocked us. But it turns out right now, as of this week, it debuted last Friday. It is the number 50 song on the Hot 100 of adult radio stations across the country.
Wow, that's
according
awesome.
to Mediabase. You know, seeing it, I just went up and showed him the chart in my office. I'm like, yeah, there's Pink and Ariana Grande and there's Train and Taylor Swift, and there's us, which is just, you know, if you throw in the blown up mind emoji here, that would be great, because it's just blowing our minds. So, you know, there's radio stations in Columbus playing it, but there's radio stations in Orlando and Colorado Springs. And so, we don't know what's going to happen with it. This might just be a fun little week or two where a few people play our song and that's it. But we're going to go wherever that takes us, and we're going to enjoy it while we can, for sure. Because of that, we're going to have some, hopefully some neat things that pop up that we're not even ready for. But JD Legends, we're playing there this weekend. We love playing at JD Legends. I've heard nothing but good things about the inside show and that new setup in there. So we heard it's super cool. I was talking to the guys from Foxy's Shazam actually this week, and they said how amazing it is out there, and Rain Johnson and some other guys that have played out there inside. So we're looking forward to that. This Saturday, we're opening for the Sawyer Rush Tribute Band. So we play a set before them, and we will be doing Missing You. And then about a few weeks after that, June 12th, we play at Canal Fest in Tip City with our keyboard player Brian's U2 tribute band, which he has on the side called Seconds to Surrender. Yep. So they're going to open up for us. They're excellent. So you get to hear them. And then also local artist Zach Nelson's going to be there. And then we're going to play a couple sets that night. Beautiful big outdoor park in Tip City. It's called Canal Fest. And then over the summer, fingers crossed, we got things coming at the Phrase. And, we're waiting for an announcement to hopefully say that that's all a go.
If you zoom in, you can actually see I bit my lip trying not to say what show it is.
We might have one of the coolest shows we've ever had.
Yeah.
And that's all we could say.
Yeah.
So just keep watching. If we can get some of these outdoor venues actually officially open for the summer, we're gonna have a really, really fun summer. Yeah. So there's a few in May and June, but most of our dates that are just kind of ready to go are July, August, and September.
That's spectacular. And I hope we do get those outdoor venues. I enjoy seeing you at the Phrase, any of those venues, the Rose, all of them that we love to go to and see these great shows in the summer. And I'm kind of missing you. Yes. Missing you guys.
Good timing for that song.
That was good. So guys, I know you're pressed for time today, and I just want to thank you for coming on and telling this incredible story of collaborating with John Waite and doing this from a distance too. That's what technology does today. I mean, 25 years ago, that just probably would have never even been thought of. And now, through the magic of all the little bells and whistles, we can put songs together with people that aren't even in the same room and all that.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
That's remarkable.
Yeah.
So anything else you want to share about Stranger, or anything else you have going here? I know Matt's working on some other projects, all that going on out there too. So anything else you want to share with your vast fan base?
Man, I just can't wait to see you again, man. It's it's great, talking to you this way. We're a couple bro hugs in dead.
Definitely.
That's right. Well, thanks for getting the hall pass this afternoon and letting everybody know about this, because see, look at that. Kara likes JD Legends inside.
Yes, thank you, Kara.
And we're looking forward to being there. So hopefully we can see some of you this weekend, and then as the summer progresses, we can catch you around. And you know what? If you hear that, for instance, there's we're playing it here locally on Mix 107.7 daily. Matt heard it on the way in. What's up, Larry?
Hello.
Matt heard it on the way in, driving in from Columbus. He's like, dude, I heard a song on the radio. Hey, if you can comment on radio stations' Facebook pages or their Instagram or whatever, let them know you want to hear it. There's a station in Columbus, very close to where Matt lives, called Mix 107.9. not Mix 1077, Mix 1077.9 or Mix 1079. And they're doing a battle every day. It's us versus somebody else. And this week we beat One Republic, Bare Naked Ladies, and today was All Time Low.
All Time Low.
All Time Low,
Which is a great song too.
Yeah, which are all great songs, by the way. But our fans are helping us out, and that means every time we can win that battle, we get played another day, and we can get a little bit more exposure. So anytime anybody can spread the love, we appreciate it. We've somebody said congratulations on your overnight success, and I said, hey, 25 years, man.
Overnight. Yeah.
Nice. Yeah. Yes.
I like it. Well, it's successful. There's a little pic there. Looks like is that a much younger Jeff? Maybe, I don't know. I can't see.
No, that was last week.
Yeah. Was it? Okay. Yeah, I bet.
That is 2013 when we opened for him at the Phrase.
The pandemic has aged us all.
I think Derek said something about that. But here's a good look at the group Stranger guys, and these guys been together a long time. They put on a fantastic show. If you've never seen them, it is a must see. You have to go out and check out our boys from Stranger, and they'll be at JD Legends this weekend. So why not just travel down there and say hey to everybody? Tell them you saw it here first.
There you go.
There, right? Thank you guys. I appreciate you so much for being here. Can we leave with a little clip of this song maybe? And I'll just maybe just a few seconds and we'll let you comment on it for 1 second after that.
All right.
Get out of here. All right, everybody take a little peek here. This is a sneak peek of Missing You. This is Stranger collaborating with the great John Waite.
Thanks, Daddy.
Every time I think of you, I always catch my breath. And I'm still standing here, and you're miles away. And I'm wondering why you left. And there's a storm that's raging.
All right, that's all I'm going to give him because I don't
that's it. That's it. Don't get yourself in trouble.
Hey, dude, can you smile for me
Yes,
real quick?
you want me to smile? There you go.
If you can squeeze in a little bit, that would be great.
All right, that's great. How you doing, man? You all right? Let me get over there with you. Let me come in there with you. All right, there we go. All right, great to see you guys. Tell them how they can find the song. Just
Apple Music, Spotify, Amazon, YouTube,
TikTok.
Yeah, make TikTok. Somebody make a cool TikTok.
And Shazam.
Yeah, we're getting Shazam from all over the country. And if you don't know what that means, then I'm sorry. But it's really cool.
Yeah.
It's cool.
I know what Shazam means.
Get the Shazam app and then you'll know.
People come to my music trivia and try to sneak Shazam under the table so they can figure out what I'm playing.
That's illegal. You can't do that.
Okay.
Yes. No. Thank you guys, Jeff, Matt. I appreciate it, man. I can't wait to give you, as Matt says, one of those big bro hugs soon as well.
We'll do it.
Miss seeing you guys, folks. Thanks for watching today. You've been watching Wednesday with the Band with Stranger and talking about their new collaboration with John Waite. You've got to check it out on all those platforms, guys. Thanks so much.
We're missing you.